The RCMP warns the situation in Canada will probably deteriorate and lead to civil unrest once citizens realize the hopelessness of their economic situation.
This secret report was uncovered last year, yet it seems a revolt is already underway. In January 2025, in the midst of a tariff dispute with the USA, Ipsos found that 30% of Canadians would vote to join the United States as its 51st state.
This sentiment is likely to increase. The RCMP even quoted French President Emmanuel Macron's apocalyptic warning that the end of abundance is nigh. Canadian productivity has been declining since the 1980s and dramatically in recent years. In the last decade, Canada's GDP has grown just 0.5%, while America's has grown by more than 20%. Canadian earnings have fallen by an average of $5,500 a year over the last 5 years compared to the US. When Canadian living standards decline but not prices, home ownership becomes more difficult.
Declining real incomes affects the under 55s the most. Ipsos sees this in the polling. 43% of those aged 18 to 34 would vote to join the US. That is nearly half. Of the 35 to 54-year-olds, it is 1/3. Yet even among the over 55s, 17% would join the US. Nearly 1 in 5.
Declining earnings and rising prices have created the worst ever housing affordability in most cities. Only 44% can afford a condo. Only the richest 25% can buy a house. The situation is most acute for the under 35s. The RCMP believe they are unlikely to ever be able to buy a place to live.
This explains why 43% of the under 35s are the most interested in joining the US. That is more than 2 out of 5. Nearly half of their generation.
As the RCMP reports, Canadians are disillusioned with their government. Yet the RCMP blames misinformation, conspiracy theories, and paranoia, not the facts they have themselves described. In an irony-free moment, the most redacted part of the report is about the public's erosion of trust. Ironically, the report redacts almost all of a whole section entitled Paranoid Populism. Unsurprisingly, the report predicts an increasing mistrust for all democratic institutions. Yet it blames misinformation campaigns, not the failed policies of politicians, not the reality people are experiencing.
It's not hard to understand how Canadians have lost faith in Canada. Why nearly 1/3 believe they would be better off economically if they became part of their more successful and powerful neighbor. It would make Canada the largest, most populous state in the Union. At the very least, they want the right to vote, to decide if we should become the 51st state.